No, hi. 안녕하세요. 나마스테. 아, I'm Professor Kim. The, this is an online class. The, due to the long holiday, the early October Chuseok holiday, so I have a supplementary class, online 2-hour class. So first hour, uh, I give you the lecture, the review of international relations in the global era, my subject. Yeah, first of all, let's watch the Dusman Heroke Herai. I'm not sure. Some student recommend this song to me. Okay, let's watch it.
के हो तिम्रो नाम बहिनी परिचय पाम हिमाल जस्तै रहेछौ तिमी बिहानीको घाम के हो तिम्रो नाम बहिनी परिचय पाम हिमाल जस्तै रहेछौ तिमी बिहानीको घाम कता हिँडेको हो बिजुली बालेर हट भएर पट भएर ड्युटी भएर तिमी क्युटी भएर हामी हेरेको हेरै 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 यतै हिँडेको केलाई चाहिँ यो नाम भन्दा नि ठुलो हुँदो रहेछ त यतै हिँडेको केलाई चाहिँ यो नाम भन्दा नि ठुलो हुँदो रहेछ त बजार हिँडेको हो बिजुली बालेर हट भएर पट भएर ड्युटी भएर हामी क्युटी भएर केटो हेरेको हेरै 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 दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै हाम्रो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै 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 आज भोलि दुर्गेशको गीत फिल्मतिर पिक्छ हेर्दै जा भाइ इन्डस्ट्रीमा को चाहिँ बढी टिक्छ आज भोलि दुर्गेशको गीत फिल्मतिर पिक्छ हेर्दै जा भाइ इन्डस्ट्रीमा को चाहिँ बढी टिक्छ खर्च भएर यहाँ चर्चा भएको छ म पैसा उडाउँदै म गाडी गुडाउँदै म धुलो उडाउँदै मेरो यस्तै छ पारा मेरो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै मेरो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै मेरो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै यतै हिँडेको हो मैले छैन चिनेको तिमी को हो कट्टा सट्टा फालिदिएर पिस्तोल किन्देको ओइ कट्टा सट्टा फालिदिएर पिस्तोल किन्देको तिमी को हो ओइ यस्तै यस्तै ल्याङ भएर पिस्तोल किन्देको मैले यस्तै यस्तै ल्याङ भएर पिस्तोल किन्देको अब यही गीतलाई आनन्द कार्कीको आवाजबाट
भाइको दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै भाइको दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै भाइको दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै भाइको दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै
दोस्त की दुश्मन
हाम्रो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै हाम्रो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै 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 दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै
आज भोलि दुर्गेशको गीत फिल्मतिर पिक्छ हेर्दै जा भाइ इन्डस्ट्रीमा को चाहिँ बढी टिक्छ आज भोलि दुर्गेशको गीत फिल्मतिर पिक्छ हेर्दै जा भाइ इन्डस्ट्रीमा को चाहिँ बढी टिक्छ खर्च भएर यहाँ चर्चा भएको छ म पैसा उडाउँदै म गाडी गुडाउँदै म धुलो उडाउँदै मेरो यस्तै छ पारा मेरो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै मेरो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै मेरो दुश्मन छ धेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै दुश्मन हेरेको हेरै
Usman had a great, Usman had a great, yeah. The Nepal song strange to me, but the melody and rhythm of Nepal song, the very similar Korean old and traditional song. Okay, some yes, yeah. Okay, let's review the subject. What is IR? So you write down on your paper. IR, International Relations, is a shorthand name for the academic subject of international relations. It can be defined as a study of relationships and interactions between states, interactions and relationships between states, main actors, and non-state, include non-state such as IGOs, international organizations, NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and MNCs, multinational corporations. Yes, relationships and interactions between states and non-states. International relations is a multidisciplinary field that examines how countries interact, how states interact, how non-states interact, the principles guiding these interactions and their impact on global affairs, global challenges. Yes, there are a lot of arguments about diplomacy, trade, security, and global governance. Yeah. It can be this subject both a theoretical subject and a practical or policy subject, and academic approaches to it can be either empirical or normative or both. So this subject is, we must understand the theory and practice and academic approach, and they can be empirical and normative and both. 3. This is often considered a branch of political science, but it is also subject studied by historians, international or diplomatic study, economists in international economics. Nowadays we say international policy economics, IP. Therefore, international relations is a subject that requires an interdisciplinary approach. Interdisciplinary approach, a lot of subject. Yeah. The study of IR is interested in the following topics. So there are a wide variety of interesting and diverse subjects in the world. So war and peace, security, terrorism, WMD, weapons mass destruction, state and state power, genocide, all terrible, human rights, sovereignty intervention. And just before I said international policy economy, global inequality, poverty and hunger, political system and democracy, and climate change, global environmental change, global epidemic such as the COVID-19 pandemic. What is a state? What's a state? First of all, Let me ask question first. How many countries, how many states are there in the world? Where is Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka, here, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. Where is Nepal? Nepal around here? Nepal, yeah. How many? Yeah, the sovereign states, according to the United Nations, 195 countries, 100, about 200, 195. Olympic 206, 206. FIFA World Cup 211. Yeah, it depends on the criteria. What is a state? The essential element of a state of people, territory, sovereignty. The three elements of state. I are focused on the various activities of state and non-state in their external relations. An independent nation or state may be defined as an unambiguous and bordered territory with a permanent population. And also, most important thing is sovereignty. The sovereign state, term used in international relations, supposedly arising from the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, which ended the 30 Years' War. It is generally held to mean a system of states or international society comprising sovereign state entities possessing the monopoly of force with their mutually recognized territories. States are independent of least legally. They have sovereignty, but that does not mean each other as they are isolated or insulated from each other. On the contrary, they adjoin each other and affect each other, and must there somehow find ways to coexist and to deal with each other. In other words, they form an international state system, which is a core subject of this subject IR. They form an international state system. We say a sovereign state. The term implies a separation of the domestic and international spheres, such as states may not legitimately intervene in the domestic affairs of another. This is very important verse. States may not legitimately intervene in the domestic affairs of other. The other state cannot intervene legitimately my country's domestic affairs, whether in the pursuit of self-interest or by build the higher notion of sovereignty, be it religion, ideology, or other supranational ideal. What is a state? Nepal. Nepal is a state, sovereign state, population, territory, and sovereignty. Nepal. Also Sri Lanka, also sovereign state. Yeah. Hajana is from Sri Lanka. Only Hajana, one student in Sri Lanka. Yes. And the South Sovereign State of America, United States of America, the 50 is each state, the United. International organizations, NGOs, yeah, a lot of IGOs, international, yeah. UNICEF, UN also, yeah. IAEA, yeah. And multinational cooperation in Korea, Samsung, yeah. Why study IR? And so why study IR? We study, I ask Google or AI, answered. We study international relations to understand the complex interactions between countries, organizations, such as ISOs, MNCs, and people to better manage global challenges like conflict, the war, poverty, climate change, and pandemics. A good answer. IR helps predict and resolve conflicts, foster cooperation and trade, and build a more stable and connected world. It also develops valuable transferable skills such as critical thinking, good, excellent, critical thinking, communication, and negotiation, and opening doors to careers in diplomacy, government, international organizations, and beyond, etc. Oh, that's a good answer, right? Today, the world is becoming increasingly interconnected, like a global family. Yeah, thanks to advance due to advance in science and technology, such as trade, internet, and aviation. How long does it take from Kathmandu or Sri Lanka to Incheon, Seoul? 6 hours, 8 hours? A prime example is the fact that so many of you are coming to Korea from as far away as Nepal and Sri Lanka to study. As I understand it, the Seoul Christian University, there was maybe 10 times more Nepalese students than Korean students. There were approximately 10,000, 1,000, or 1,100 at our school, bringing the total number of Nepalese students studying in Korea to over 6,000. I think more than 6,000. Yeah, this phenomenon would have been unimaginable just 10 years ago. Unimaginable. This number will only continue to grow, rapidly grow. Let me show. As of April of last year, the number of international students in Korea exceeded 200,000. Is rapidly increasing. Yeah, rapidly increasing. So last year, April, with the remarkable development of transportation, airplane, such as airplanes, and communication, such as internet, the world is now accelerating toward becoming one global family. Most students from Nepal and Sri Lanka, I like Nepal and Sri Lanka, very close to me. For example, in the past, it was hard to imagine studying in Korea from Nepal and Sri Lanka, like you. However, yeah, I just before mentioned to you, more than 200,000 foreign students study in Korea. Yeah, they are the China, Vietnam, Mongol, Uzbek, Nepal, Myanmar, others. If you look up online why to study IR, it will provide you with generic answers such as these new tools to develop a greater understanding of global issues. A lot of global issues. War, politics and economics, fostering knowledge about diverse cultures, systems, and international politics. The main reason why we study IR is the fact that the entire population of the world is divided into separate political communities or independent states, which profoundly affect the way people live. So, what kind of world? What's going on? Do we live in now? I hope you want to be a global leader. You became a global leader. So as global leader, how should we view this complex and diverse world? What are the global challenges? What are the top global challenges of the next decade? 15,000 people worldwide took UNESCO's World in 2030 survey, and these are the top challenges they identified. First, climate change, climate crisis. And there will result lots of biodiversity. And like war, violence, WM, and terrorism, violence and conflict, discrimination and inequality, lack of food, water, hunger, poverty, and housing. I asked ChatGPT, what are the global challenges over the next decade? Answer to the top global challenges expected over the next decade include first, climate change. Yeah. Global warming, increasing temperature, extreme weather events, extreme drought, flooding, as rising sea levels would demand urgent action to mitigate environment impacts. Global health, yeah, we have a terrible experience of about the 3 or 4 years COVID-19. Inequality, a lot of inequality, economic inequality, both between countries, will pose challenges for social stability and economic growth. And technological disruption. Now it's rapidly advancement in technology, including AI and automation, could lead to job displacement and ethical concerns. Right, yes. And what are the global challenges? What crises and challenges do you think exist in the world? Yeah, sustainable development and climate change, clean water, population and resources, democratization. Right. The poor gap, rich and poor gap, education, peace and conflict, energy, yeah, status of women, a lot of agendas. But at the beginning, I explained about my subject, the IR. Yes, I think most important three challenges in war and peace, security and terrorism, WND, stability, yeah, and also poverty and hunger, yeah, poverty and hunger, and global inequality, and climate change, and also the global environmental change, global epidemic, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. So, what serious important problems, challenges are there in the world, in this world? The war, now Ukraine war, Gaza war, a lot of terrorists, genocide and refugees, 1 million, about 1 million Rohingya people by militant Myanmar, pressure of military junta. This is a course that seeks solutions for the better world by deriving the causes of such global crises and threats. Therefore, the subject requires an interdisciplinary approach as well as subjects such as political science, sociology, economics, and psychology are integrated. Every IR course not only offers the student insightful lessons, but a plethora of multicultural perspectives and analysis of what we are learning in class. There is a richness global insights that add in another layer of depth to what we are learning. So now we've been the team presentation about global challenges topics. So first weeks, 2 teams of each class present about war and peace, and also second week about climate crisis, third week weapons and mass destruction and global terrorism, and then the quality education and poverty and hunger and development, and also democracy development. In these agendas are global challenges. Okay. So this is I mentioned the final exam. So I will review what is IR and why we study IR. Okay. And next hour, 10 minutes break the next hour, I'll give you the special lecture about the Korean War. Yeah, thank you.